here are the things that are crucial about the migrant asylum seekers that we need to put to rest that people don't realize. Number one, I don't have the legal authority to stop the buses from coming in. That's against the law. I don't have the authority to allow them to work, which they want to do. That's against the law. I don't have the authority to say, I'm not going to house you and give you 3 meals a day. It's against the law for me to do it. I don't have the authority to deport someone that commits a crime here in this city and turn them over to ICE. That's against the law. So what we had to do was figure out, how do we house people? And so some people say, well, Eric, you're giving them more than what you're giving us. Go to the HERC centers where they are, the shelters. Their restrooms are outside. Their showers are outside. They're sleeping on cots. They get 3 basic meals a day. And when I go visit them, they say, we don't want any of this from you. All we want to do is have the right to work so we can provide for ourselves. Well, do you know? Think about this for a moment. We got thousands of Ukrainian migrants. Thousands. Do you hear about them? No, because they could work.
Just Mexican and Africans are the only ones
Because they could work. They have the right to work. So we wouldn't even be having this conversation if we gave them the authority to work. And you know the real irony of this? We need workers. I need lifeguards. I need food service workers. Many of these migrants from Venezuela are nurses and other professionals. I need people to be backstretch workers. Other states are telling me, Eric, we will take the migrants and asylum seekers if they just allow them to work. We're not going to take them and just have them sit around every day. If they're allowed to work, we would take them. 2 years, 3 months. I inherited a pandemic. I inherited 180,000 migrants and asylum seekers that can't work, that we have to house them every day. I'd inherit.
You called for a lot of them too, though.
No, we didn't, brother.
You said it was a sanctuary city. You told them.
Okay, let's see. That's why it's important. That's why it's important to have this conversation, because sanctuary city and the migrants and asylum seekers are 2 different issues. Sanctuary city, if you're undocumented, we can't turn you over to ICE or authority. Migrants and asylum seekers were paroled into here. They're here legally. They were paroled into. But what the federal government did and Governor Abbott did, they said, we're going to send them up to Chicago, New York, Boston. And the federal government is saying, Eric, you can't allow them to work. You got to give them housing. You can't stop the buses from coming in. You cannot turn them over to ICE. All of that is illegal. If I do that, we're breaking law. So when people look at the migrants that are here, we didn't call people to come here. They were sent here by Governor Abbott. And the failure to secure our borders is allowing this to continue. And we're not getting any money from. We got about $100 million out of a $4 billion price tag.
How do debit cards for migrants compare to New York City welfare benefits?
I like that. That's a good question, because that was one of the biggest myths. And I think the Daily News just did a piece today of saying why this makes sense. So here's what happened. We were paying people, because by law, we got to feed them 3 meals a day. We got to feed the migrants 3 meals a day. When I told the team, we got to bring down the cost of this by 30%, because it was costing us too much money, $12 billion over 3 years, $4 billion already. One of the places was food. We were seeing that we were having a 10% food waste. People were getting food that didn't want, and they discarded. So my team came together. First Deputy Mayor Sheena Wright, first Black woman to be a first deputy mayor. She came up with a team called Mocafy, an MWE, Black product. They said that we can give people food cards where they can only purchase food and baby supplies. You will save $600,000 a month in costs. People would buy the food that they want and not giving it to them from someone from some large conglomerate. Then they will have to spend the cards in the bodegas, the supermarkets, the local stores, so the money stays inside the community, and the program is run by a person of color. We're saving over $7 million a year. We're no more food waste because people are buying what they want. It's a Black-owned company, so we put money back into Black businesses, like I said I was going to do. And you cannot buy anything but food or baby supplies. It's a complete win. But people heard it, and it was sensationalized. Oh, you're giving money to migrants. They only get $13 a day for those 3 meals. It's a winning program.